Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of Bland County Survivorman. Hey guys, I've got a lot of younger viewers that ask me some questions. They ask me on Facebook and they ask me on my YouTube site about what kind of guns do I hunt with, what do I use to skin deer with, you know, what kind of pocket knives do I carry. So tonight, for my younger viewers, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I use and give you a little explanation of them so that some of my younger viewers will know what's going on here. The first thing I want to show you is my personal protection. I got a Ruger SP-101. Naturally, this gun is not for hunting unless you absolutely need to shoot something with it. That's not what it's made for. That's made for your personal protection. And you can see I carry it loaded. And that's what this gun's made for, young guys. Now, let's take a look at one of my hunting pistols. This right here is a Ruger 44 Super 44 Magnum. This is what I use to deer hunt with. I use this if I want to deer hunt with a handgun. This gun is an excellent gun. I'm pretty accurate at 25 yards with it. And I do use open sights. I don't have any sights on this gun. But this is a real good handgun to use for hunting. You can see I've got those custom grips on it. And that makes a real good hold for your gun. Those cowboy grips that you see on these guns, which I'm going to show you here just in a second, aren't really good for hunting grips. Okay, if I need a backup for black powder, I've got this little 44 caliber pistol right here. And you can see that thing looking at you. That's a pretty good gun. It's got, young guys, this thing's got a sight right there on the back of the hammer that you sight down. And when I look at you, I'm looking right across the top of that hammer. It's absolutely one of the most accurate black powder pistols on the market. I've got this pistol right here from Cabela's, and it is made in Italy, but this gun is an accurate gun, and it's a super nice looking gun. And there's one thing I know about Cabela's: if you order something from them and you don't like it, they will give you a refund, no questions asked, if you ain't just totally damaged the thing or tore it up and, you know, wrecked it. But I like Cabela's weapons. Now, if I'm black powder hunting, this right here is my black powder Hawken rifle. This caliber gun is a 54 caliber. And that's what it looks like when you're looking down the barrel at something. It's a little bit bigger than a 50. And I really like the gun. I got this gun from Cabela's, believe it or not. Several years back, I only paid about $199 for this gun. Now this particular gun sells for over 400 bucks. But guys, that's what I use to black powder hunt with. Now let's take a look at my varmint gun. I've got a 223 Rossi breakdown. This is a tack driver at 200, 300 yards. This is an excellent varmint gun, groundhogs. I've even hunted squirrels with this gun. You'll notice I've got the bipod on it. I've got a Cabela's rifle scope on it. It's one of these scopes that's got the mil dots in it, and it's an excellent scope. I've used it, and this thing is a super firing gun. I mean, this thing is really flat shooting, and I really like it. So young guys, that's what I use to shoot my varmints with. Now, just for general deer hunting, I use a 30-30 rifle. I do have 270s and other guns, but this little brush gun right here has killed more deer than you can put in the back of your pickup truck. I've had this gun now for probably, well, my wife bought it for me for Christmas back in 1978, if that tells you anything. But you can ask my son Seth, who hunts with me. I do have his .44 Magnum rifle that I hunt with, but this one is a deer slayer. So young fellers, don't go out there and try to find you a humongous caliber gun to shoot a poor old white-tailed deer with. Just get you a 30-30 and put the bullet where it goes, right behind the front shoulder in the heart. Always make a good clean kill on your animal. It's easier on the animal, and it's going to be easier on you because you ain't got to chase the thing around all over the woods after you've shot it somewhere besides in the vitals. So that's what I deer hunt with. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the knives that I use. Get questions about this all the time from my young viewers. Now, you can see that my producer and her husband has bought me a Bear Grylls knife. And I've been field testing this knife here now for a little while. And to be honest with you, it's probably a pretty good knife. The only thing that I don't like about it is the fact that it's got plastic right here. This is plastic, and that means in a real survival situation, if you're doing any prizing or prying like that, you probably break that knife right. That's the only fault I really got with that knife, except maybe I don't like the cutting edge right there like that on the back, because I don't like to have to whittle with that. I like to do fine whittling with the whole edge sharp all the way back. But you know, some people prefer that kind of a knife. But anyway, that's one of the things that I've been field testing. Now for skinning anything, I don't care if it's a white-tailed deer. That little Schrade trapping knife right there, that Schrade trapper muskrat, will skin any game animal on the face of the earth. Folks, how thick is a deer's skin? How thick is it? It's not really that thick. So, you know, you see all these big knives, and I do have a big knife here that my son Seth bought me a few years ago, and I love this little knife. There's my hunting knife. I prefer it now over any hunting knife that I carry in the woods. It's small. This thing is made by Buck. This thing keeps an edge. I mean, it keeps an edge. I have to be really careful with it. And what I use to sharpen with is these little diamond edge things, dark diamond edge sharpening stones they have now. That's an excellent knife. And boy, I really appreciate my son buying that for me for Christmas. Guys, that thing costs around 50 bucks when he bought it. I don't know what it costs now, but it's worth the money. And I know that you see on survival shows where people get their hammer, or they get a stick, or they get a rock and they start beating on their knife with it. You can't beat on a buck knife very long like that, because it's so hard, the blade is so hard that you'll break that blade off and you'll ruin your knife. Now they are guaranteed for life, but if you're in a survival situation, definitely get you one of these cheap knives that are made out of stainless steel, and you can beat on the back of that and not break it. But I don't recommend that on any other knife. Now the other one that I use, guys, is just this. I've had this knife right here for years. It's made by Schrade and Walden. It's got two blades in it. There's a skinning blade, and the other one is my gutting blade. It's got a curve on it so I don't bust the animal's guts. And that's what I carry on my person when I'm going hunting. And those are the knives that I use. So guys, I want you to get out there this year. I want you to be careful. I want you to make good, clean kills on the animals that you shoot at. And, you know, be good to the wildlife, and it'll be, you know, it'll be good to you. So guys, definitely, when you're out there hunting with your friends, be careful. You don't want to make a mistake and ruin, you know, somebody's life forever, or yours. When you send a bullet down the barrel of a gun, young guys, it ain't coming back out the barrel of that gun. So when you shoot, you make sure that your friends are in a safe place. Look, just because you see a deer or something out there and you get excited and you want to kill it, you look in the distance behind that deer and make sure that your bullet has a good backstop, so that if you miss, that bullet will stop somewhere and not go on for miles on end. So guys, I appreciate you all watching my videos. I really do. I really enjoy making them for you. And that's another tip from your Bland County Survivor Man. Have a nice day.